Hi, everyone. How is everyone doing? I hope that you're doing amazing and fantastic and wonderful. I am just blown away that it is the 31st of January. I know I say this every single time uh, on our book club nights, but goodness gracious. And Cleo is just living her best life up here, right? Like, look at her. She's just and like she just crawls up here. She just wants all of the glory. Hi Lisa, how are you? Hi Christian, Renee, Alicia, got Cat Reads. Hi MB. Hello Lauren, Alexa, Jenna. Welcome for the first time. Yas, all of the cheese. We've got Korina Moss here. We've got the author of tonight's book chat. She's stopping by, which is super, super cool. Hello, Ellen. Hi, Maryland. I hope that you guys are doing amazing. How is it where you guys are at while I wait for a few more people to jump on? Oklahoma is going through like a heat wave now. We were negative like 12 or something like that like 2 weeks ago, and then today was a high of 72. I don't even know how we managed to do that, but we do. But I hope that wherever you're at, you're comfy and cozy. Of course, I'm cozy with Cleo. She is literally just melting on me. I oh look, oh, there was such a long wait on Libby for this book, Renee. I'm so sorry. But that means that it's a really good book and people want to read it. It's weirdly fall springish in Montana. It's in the 40s to low mid 50s this week. Hi, Jennifer. It was 72 today in Texas, too, right? It's just ridiculous. Hi, Roxy. Hi, book lover. Kansas, and it was 60 today. Ooh, where in Kansas? My dad's family lives in Wichita, and we're going to be up there in a few weeks, actually. 70s in Florida. Kentucky goes from extreme temperatures all the time. We were negative 30 something the other week, and today was 40. It's just wild. In Chicago, okay. Freakishly warm for January. Chicago, it was 44, which is warmer. 32 in New Hampshire, New Jersey. Weather is like Powerball numbers. I absolutely love that. Okay, so I'm going to read the synopsis of the book. For those that are stopping by and haven't read it yet, I will be talking about all of the spoilery details. Okay, so we read Cheddar Off Dead, the first in a cheese shop mystery series by Korina Moss. So I want you guys to put your Clio ratings below. For those that don't know what Clio ratings are, it's just your 5-star ratings, but with the black cat emoji, because Clio is the real star here. I just have the fingers to press all of the buttons to record. So we have cheesemonger Willa Bauer, I think that's how you say it, is proving that sweet dreams are made of cheese. She's opened her very own French-inspired cheese shop, Curds and Whey. In the heart of the Sonoma Valley, the small town of Yarrow Glen is Willa's fresh start, and she's determined to make it a success, starting with a visit from the local food critic. What Willa doesn't know is that this guy never gives a good review, and when he shows up, nothing goes according to plan. She doesn't think the night can get any worse until she finds the critic's dead body, stabbed with one of her shop's cheese knives. Now, a prime suspect, Willa has always believed life's problems can be solved with cheese, but she's never tried to apply it to murder. A bum bum bum. So let's see what everybody's ratings are. Ooh, we've got some good ratings. We've got 3 stars, 4 stars, 5 Cleos, 4 Cleos. I loved all the cheese descriptions. My mouth watered so much during this book. 4 Cleos, 3.5 Cleos, 3 Cleos, 4 Cleos, 4 Cleos, 3 Cleos, 4 Cleos. This is a solid book club read then for all of you. 3.5 Cleos. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. So I also want to know, um, how did you read this book? So I I don't know if you guys know, but with what I make on the Patreon, I tend to buy the book club book in audiobook, on ebook, and on physical book. I get all three because I want to take pretty pictures of the book, but then I need to listen to it because that, as a mother of toddlers, that's literally how I can read anything nowadays. And then I get the ebook because I need to highlight all of the names to make the character list. So yeah, that's how I devour our book club books, in case you guys were wondering. We've got a lot of audiobooks, physical copy from the library, audiobook, 3.5 for me too. I read the physical book because the Libby wait was so long at my library. Paperback, read the book, listened to it on audiobook, a mix of ebook and audiobook. I love that. I usually start out with the ebook, but then if I'm crunched for time, I switch to audio. Physical and listened, and physical book. I love that there is a good mixture and hodgepodge. For those that listen to the audiobook, I really, really loved the audiobook narrator. A narrator can literally make or break a book for me, which I hate to say that, but there have been times where the audiobook was so bad that I just switched to the physical book because the reading in my head was easier. We've got I did the audio. I felt like the way the audiobook reader said the cheese names were too dramatic. It seems felt too dramatic sometimes for the main character. Who narrates the audio? Let me see. I listened to it on Libro. Here it is, narrated by Erin Moon. And Erin Moon has also, as it's coming up, it looks like she's read quite a few like series as well. Let me see. Master of Shadows. We've got Moonbeam. It looks like she does all of the Cheese Shop series, which makes me super happy because I tend to fall in love and get really, really attached to my narrators. So yeah. Hi Sherry. Yes, the narrator makes or breaks it for me. The narrator, yeah. Erin Moon. She's so good. So good. Wasn't from Not the French. Okay, I will have to check her out. Yes, she's so good. Okay, so speaking of cozy foodie cozies, I recently filmed a video about this, but foodie cozies like are very bad for my waistline because I just like I crave whatever it is that the main character or like the food that is being talked about. Like I'm very easily manipulated by foodie cozies. So did reading about all the cheeses in Cheddar Off Dead make you hungry or curious about trying new cheeses? Um, and which one would you want to taste? I will let you know that I have recently fallen in love with a feta that I use on my salads. I'm trying to see what it is, but it's almost like a Mediterranean feta mixture with like herbs and things in with the feta, and oh, it was so good. And then my heart weeped a little bit today because I made grilled cheese for my boys, right? I want to use real cheese for grilled cheese and like, but the boys won't do it like in any way, shape, or form. So you want to know what kind of cheese I had to use today to make my sons their dinner? Kraft cheese. Kraft cheese. It's not my choice to have it in the fridge. Um, let's see. I usually consume all of my books via audio if available, but just found out that Alexa will read books on Kindle Unlimited. Yes, I haven't tried that out yet, though. Looks like a lot. I'm not alone in my addiction now. All the cheeses, Marilyn, all of the cheeses. I just like want to see, is there a cheesemonger here in like the Tulsa Broken Arrow area? Oh yes, the cheese I would like to try is the herbaceous fontina to use in mac and cheese. However, I love cheese, so any of them would probably be delicious. Yes. I'm not that big of a fan of cheese. I'm not a cheese fan, but the book made me wish I was. See, and that's damn good writing. Like if the book can make you crave something that you're not normally a fan of, you know that like they've knocked it out of the park when it comes to like the descriptions of all those things. I wanted truffle fries the most and a couple of cheeses. Yeah, those truffle fries sounded delicious. I love cheddar, Gouda, Mojack, Kojak, Havarti, and Munster. Ooh, some of those I have not tried. I told my husband to buy fancy cheese, and he got an English mustard cheese. Ooh, Alicia, that sounds delicious. And Swiss, yes. Only chocolate ones usually get to me. The chocolate cozies are so good, like the chocolatier ones. Sorry, guys, Cleo is like all over the world right now. Sometimes you just need a little American cheese. Yeah, according to my 14-month-old and 3-year-old, that's the life we're living right now. I am currently reading another cheese shop mystery series that I started a couple of years ago, so I have learned to try and enjoy new cheeses. I love that. Kraft American individually wrapped cheese food product. Yes, Sherry. Yes. Or cherry. Yes. That is what. Yes. Literally plastic cheese. Plastic cheese. Um Not really. I like cheese, but usually read food cozies for the setting or the characters. I liked the setting and the workers at the cheese shop. Yeah, we're gonna get to the characters. Yes. Ooh, good cheddar. Yes. I wish I liked blue cheese. I really do. I'm not that adventurous in my foods, but all the foodie cozies make me want to try and give me recipes to help with shopping. Yes, yes. And there were like, were there some back here? Yes. Oh, yes, there were. The Fontina and Friends fondue. Mm. I always go to this place called the Melting Pot. I don't know if you guys have them where you're at, but it is fondue in all of its various forms, and I love it. Uh, I am dairy free, so enjoyed the descriptions of the cheese and could almost taste them. Lactose intolerant, but I refuse to give up cheese. I understand that, Roxy. My favorite is smoked Gouda. Oh, I loved smoked cheese. Your kitty is happy there. Oh, this is Cleo. This is my kitty cat, and she is in darn near every single one of my videos because anytime she hears me talking in my office, she automatically assumes it's her that should be on camera and not me. All right. So, how did the character, I know that Christian said, but how did the character dynamics make you feel inside? And which fictional friendships or relationships did you like really, really sort of, were you drawn to? So, our main character, uh, oh, you guys have melting pot. I went to the melting pot for the first time last fall for my upcoming book, Fondue or Die. It is so good. It is so good. And, like, I always do the wine flight and then the whole meal with, like, the salad, the cheese, then the broth, and then the chocolate dessert. And is it too much food? Yes. Yes, it is. Do I regret any of my choices? No. No, I do not. It's once a year with my husband, and it's glorious. But we've got I think that this is a really actually good list of characters. I didn't feel overwhelmed with the amount of characters in this book, where a lot of times I feel bad because on our character list, I try and keep them to one page, but then I have to like make some of the font really, really small in order to get all of them on the page. So I really, really enjoyed um having that like it felt nice and small to me. Like I really enjoyed that. I'm gonna see if I can shift 5, shift plus 5. I don't know. I don't know if it's working. Um but I was gonna try and just show the oh, I think I can do that here. Share screen. let's do entire screen. Yes. Okay. I hope you guys can see my whole entire screen, but here's the character list. So I really, really loved the main characters, which I'm considering like the main characters that I'm hoping are staying as the the OGs for the whole entire series. But there's Willa, our main character. There's Mrs. Schultz, who, as a teacher myself, I am absolutely just in love with her whole entire existence. And we've got Archie, and then we've got all of these side characters right here. I absolutely loved, absolutely loved all of those characters. I felt really, really, really tied to those characters automatically. Um, let's see. I really liked how Willa started mentoring Archie, and then her relationship with Baz, like they had kinship, like brother and sister. I absolutely loved that. Um, and it broke my heart when we found out that Willa's brother had passed away. And I felt like Baz is going to be there for her in a way that she has missed having since her brother passed away. Loved the family of the cheese shop employees, Willa and Baz. Yes. I also always like older characters like Miss Schultz, and it looks like they're setting up Roman to be a love interest possibly in future books. I think maybe it might be a case of a love triangle with Detective Heath and with Roman. We shall see. I felt like they all complemented one another. Yes. I would agree with the character amount. I liked them all and didn't want anyone to be the killer, right? I was like, I didn't want anybody to be the killer. In the first book, I really like Willa and Baz relationship. I agree that the number of characters with some cozies, my head is spinning trying to keep the characters straight. That was a nice change from that. Yeah. So, I don't know if a lot of you guys know, but or you probably have seen, but I signed a contract with Wild Rose Press for Death on Deck. And one of the things that my editor said was that unless a character has 3 or more sentences of dialogue or are going to be important later in the series, they don't need to be named. And I never even thought of that. So I really liked that little bit of tidbit. I found the love interest of Roman and the police officer to be interesting. It doesn't feel like one is more likely over the other. I agree. And I think that that's a good way to start a first cozy. Um and building that character dynamic. I feel like Korina really was able to do that really, really hard balance of making sure that it wasn't already chosen. But it also didn't feel like that annoying love triangle that we get in a lot of cozy mysteries or romances. I liked all the supporting characters, especially Baz. Oh my gosh, his Huckleberry, like, it was killing me. I highlighted it every dang time that I saw it in the book because I don't know if any I know a few of you have had toddlers before, and my toddler tends to copy every single word that I say, which means that my mouth needs to be a lot more uh, G rated than PG-13. And so I have started saying things like fudge bucket. And I caught my 3-year-old saying fudge bucket. And so I just love whenever I saw Baz say huckleberry, I was like, yes, this is my new favorite word. It's a new family of characters. Yes. Yes, I love that everybody liked Baz. Mrs. Schultz, the detective, dynamic with Baz. I enjoyed the fact that there was not a character overload. I was able to keep track of them. I liked the relationship the main character built. Great relationships with her coworkers. Yes. Yes, see, yes, I love them too, Ivy. They're just so good. I love that there are male characters that she is friends with and not romantically interested in. Yes. Um, Yes, they will be the core 4 forever, and in the next book, Gone for Gouda, they do a lot more sleuthing together. Ooh, yes. I'm so glad that they stay together. Roman is not my favorite. I was back and forth on Roman. Um, I feel like but I do feel like he had reasons to hide his relationship with his family and them owning the wine and all of those things. It was also nice to see a widespread of ages. Yes, I loved that. I love it when there is a more diverse range of characters. I felt very connected to the characters. I especially liked Miss Schultz. She was quite a character and I loved her. I loved her so much. She was my favorite. Um, I liked that there were characters of different ages and abilities. My grandson has dropped the F bomb lately, and he gets it from his dad. Yeah, seriously. Alex will go, "Hey, mom, can I say insert word here?" And I have to tell him whether or not it's appropriate. Buck's Huckleberries and Miss Schultz are always encouraging like breathing exercises. Yes, killed me. Yes, love that. And I liked that they worked together. I was just such a good like array of characters, which I don't think I have read in quite a long time where there was so many characters that I actually really did like. And there weren't any characters that absolutely drove me insane unless they were supposed to drive you insane. Um, so I really appreciated that. Um, were you expecting the food critic, his visit to turn into such a crazy event? So basically, we've got Willa trying to have her first cheese class with leaders of the community and restaurants and things like that. And the guy was supposed to show up way before then. She had tried to prepare all of these lovely cheeses and entrees and things like that for his arrival. And he didn't show up. So she's already closed the store for the night. And she has I think it was four, Roman, Birdie, then there was Derek and Vivian. In the shop for a free cheese making class, which I really wanted to do now. Um, and she hears banging on her front door. When she opens it, this guy she had never met, drunk as all get out, starts coming in and making a scene. I automatically knew that this guy was going to be the one that died, just from his whole entire just existence on the first few pages. And then whenever he was finally revealed as the food critic, I was like, "Yep, that guy's dying." And I thought that it was really well done when there were little hints of confrontation between all four of the business owners in that moment in the shop. Um, I really liked like just some foreshadowing, and I really enjoyed that. Um, I thought the critic had died earlier and that was why he didn't show up, but after he showed up late, I knew stuff was about to go down. Yeah. Yeah, I was like, "Oh, now how is he gonna die?" Because that's why we read cozies, right? We go for the murder, but we stay for the characters. Um, and so I thought that it was really interesting how the murder sort of played out. And we have Willa who stumbles upon the body. um I think it was he in his car? I can't quite remember because I read it last week. He was either in his car or he was on the ground outside her shop, but he was by a car in his shop. And I she screams, Baz comes running. This is the first time Baz came into the shop to help fix her clogged toilet, but this is the first time we've really seen them interact. And I thought it was really interesting how that whole entire dynamic between Baz and Willa sort of transformed at that moment. Like, I just had a feeling that he was going to be more than just the handyman fixing things. So, uh, oh, in his car, yes, with her GIF knife in his neck. Yes, yes, yes. I figured something was going to happen with the visit. Yeah. So, I thought that it was really interesting how Willa sort of was like, "No, I need to clear my name." But it sort of made sense on like also how she sleuthed about. Like I didn't see it being too far fetched. Like when she went to talk to Derek at the restaurant and she's like, "Oh, I'm just dropping by. Here's a flyer for this." And then when Heath showed up behind her, oh my god, I can't I kept laughing every time. Like when he showed up behind her at the restaurant and then at the inn, and it just cracked me up that she just kept going like, "Oh, no, I'm just here for this." And he's like, "No. No. No." Uh, as soon as she saw there was a knife, I knew it was a cheese knife. Yes. Yes. And the fact that it was a cheese knife is so good. Like, this cover is just stunning. Covers make a difference, and, like, I want to eat this cover, so we know that it was that it was a great cover. So, we find that Willa is going through sort of trying to get to know her peers on the main street area, but she's also trying to figure out what's going on, especially as she keeps getting these threatening notes, like one underneath her food. Then when her railing was knocked over, I almost threw a fit when Detective Heath tried to say that Baz was a suspect because of how the railing on her back railing was sort of ripped off, but not ripped off because the bolts were missing and things like that. I was about to have a riot if Baz was going to be the suspect or the murderer. I was going to flip my ever loving mind. But he wasn't the murderer. So yeah, love the cover art. I got the vibe of the whole book just from the cover in a good way, right, Gina? It's just like so good. So, and I'm sorry if I say people's names wrong. If that's Jenna, I am sorry. Being in education for 11 years, people have names spelled the exact same way, but say them differently. So if I mess up, I'm sorry. But so I really liked there were so many different suspects, right? So we've got Roman Massey, the owner of the mead store. He was a suspect because Guy Lippinger I was actually like a secret owner. Um of his mead store because he gave Roman money for it. We've got Vivian, the aunt of Hope, who runs the bakery. We've got Birdie, the owner of the goat farm, and the mistress of Guy. They were high school sweethearts and then turned around and uh hold on. Words I just my mind. Oh yeah. And then they fell apart, and then when she came back to town, he came back and they started their affair. It made me feel really sad for Birdie. But she did that to herself. Um we also have Derek. He is also a suspect. There were a good, I think, 4 or 5 suspects total. And we find that the actual murderer is Vivian, the aunt of Hope, who runs the bakery, which I was so sad about because I really wanted to see Vivian and Hope's relationship bloom, but it had to be someone. And if there was anyone, there were 2 people that I wasn't as like close to in the characters, and that would be Roman and Vivian. So if the murder had to be someone, then I guess it could be them. Um but as we're reading, we find out that Hope's mom had passed away from cancer, and she asked her sister Vivian to come and run the bakery until it was time for Hope to take over the shop. She refused to tell anyone in the family who the father of Hope was, and that was until Baz was doing a lot of construction work at the bakery, and he found a journal of Hope's mom's, and that's when it was revealed that Guy Lippinger was Hope's father, and it made me even more happy that he is dead, because I really don't like it when someone doesn't claim their daughter. So um yeah, I thought that that was poetic justice that he died, but I feel horrible that Vivian was the one to do it. But in the end, Vivian wasn't a nice person at all. Like, she it seemed as though she didn't really care about Hope as much as I wanted her to care about Hope. And she just became bitter uh for taking care of her sister's daughter, and she started blackmailing Guy when she found out that he was Hope's dad. And it's not like she was blackmailing him for um money for Hope, like for child um payments or anything like that. Like, no, it was she thought that that was what she was due, and so she was taking that money herself. And then when Guy said that he was finally done with paying the blackmail and he was going to go and tell Hope, that's when she killed um that's when she killed him. And I was I was shocked at first, because I didn't put that together until Baz said that he had given the diary to Vivian months and months before. Um Ellen, I didn't like that Baz was a suspect with the porch breaking. I love all the stores. I can make a meal just walking down the street, right? Just absolute perfection. I didn't like Vivian at all. Didn't think she was the killer, just didn't like her. Very curious how Hope will do running the bakery. She seems very immature. Agreed. I also think that she seems very immature. It'll be interesting to see her character growth. Um, that did make me sad, especially since Vivian was Hope's family, an only family. I didn't care for Vivian. She didn't have warmth. I didn't feel like she truly cared about Hope. I felt like Vivian put on a good front. Yeah, it was like she had a mask. No, Vivian was only thinking about herself and was greedy, and she felt entitled. Yeah, um she did not feel like like a parent figure should feel. Ooh, Karina says Hope is a long arc throughout the series. I love that. Yes, Hope has a long arc. I love that. I love it when you get to see characters grow through multiple books. I love that. I thought it was Derek until Baz brought up the diary. Yeah, and then we find Derek murdered behind the restaurant because Vivian thought that he had seen too much. Um, I knew it was her from the beginning. The character clue about Hope saying that Vivian was trying to work her too hard was the tip off. I did not think of that. I think Hope will be fine with support. Yeah, and I think that with how much Archie loves Hope, which I hope that's a budding romance, but with how much he loves and protects Hope, and he has such a good head on his shoulders, that I feel like he will be really good at helping be that support for Hope when she is feeling low. So I'm really hoping about that. So the big question is, would you recommend this series to another person? And are you going to continue the series now that we've started it? I would love to know your thoughts. I will let you know mine as you're typing yours in. I will 1,000,000% be continuing this series. I loved the characters so much. I am now invested in how they are doing, and I want to see Willa grow into being herself. I also need more Loretta, the beta fish. Like, I thought that that was freaking hilarious. That her cozy her cozy animal is a beta fish, and her name's Loretta. Like, who names a beta fish Loretta? And I love it. I absolutely love it. It's so good. All right. Yes, definitely. And I will continue the series. Yes, absolutely. I'm on book 4 and it has only gotten better with each one. Good to know, Jennifer. I do want to continue to read the series. Yes, I will definitely continue the series. You guys are commenting so fast, I can't keep up. Yes, would recommend. Yes, definitely will be continuing. I have read the first 3 books and I have the 4th on my TBR stack. It's next. I would recommend this. I'm definitely going to be continuing this. I'm not a cheese fan, but really liked this book, and I really want to try the croquet monsieur recipe at the back. I've read the entire series, and my favorite book in the series is book 4, Case of the Blues. I have recommended this series several times. I loved the fish. So unique. I would definitely recommend this series and one continue reading it. I'm sorry I did not get invested enough to continue or recommend it. I enjoyed the other cheese shop mystery a little more, and that's okay. That's why we love book club. We'll continue. Love the characters. I do think the pace could be a little bit faster. That's always the hardest thing to do with like a first book in a series is like, how fast do you go versus like, do you slow down to not go too fast? I would recommend this series. I actually read Cheddar Off Dead back in August, and I just read Gone for Good this past month, and it was just as good. That makes my heart super happy that I think that this was a great, solid pick for book club, and I will most definitely be continuing in this series. We do have Book Lover. I didn't get invested enough either, but I might revisit it at another time. And that's the thing that I love about cozy mysteries is sometimes, or even books in general, sometimes it's not the book for you right now, but it could be the book for you later. And I loved the characters and the setting, but did not feel that it was quite as cozy as a cozy mystery should be. A lot of time focused on the mystery and not on the cozy part of the story. Interesting. Not at the moment. I would be open to it in the future because of the characters. I wish Hope showed up at the end and talked about her feelings at finding her aunt did it and dealing with it. I have heard that the books get better in the series, so we'll try the next one in the series. That's the thing is that normally cozy mysteries, they only get better as they age, like cheese, like wine. Okay, so I do want to show you guys. Let me see if it's going to share the screen. Okay, so I saw this on our Patreon. We have a tie. I think this is the very first time we have ever had a tie when it comes to voting for the book club book of the month. We have 47% for Peg and Rose Solve a Murder and 47% for the Thursday Murder Club. I am just baffled because like I own both of these books right here. Like these are on my actual physical TBR. So my thought is I have created a wheel picker. Okay. So I've created a wheel picker and I have put the each book on there 3 times and it's every other time. And so this is live. You guys are seeing this right now. So I just want to make sure that you guys see I am not going to pick a favorite. It is whatever the wheel picks. Okay? So, here we go. What is it? What is it? What is it? But the book club choice for February is going to be the Thursday Murder Club by Richard Osman. And I am so flippin' stoked to finally be able to talk to other people about this series because I don't have anybody to really talk about it with. So, yeah, let's see. I voted for the Thursday Murder Club. Oh my gosh. Um, yes, fine with either one. Read them both already. I hope that that's okay. I love the Thursday Murder Club, but haven't read Peg and Rose, so voted for that. Yay! I am so excited for this. Yes, Peg and Rose is going to have to go on a poll another time. Yes, remember we always have senior sleuths as well as a category. So, I mean, they could pop up there. But uh I heard they were going to make it into a movie. They are making the Thursday Murder Club into a movie. That is true. They are, and I'm very excited and stoked about it. But I just want to say thank you guys so much for coming by and hanging out with me tonight to talk about all of the reading and everything like that. It's been a little while, so I could use a reread before the next. So she says that it's not a cozy though. So I will argue that it has cozy elements and it has some of my favorite cozy elements. So I can see how it could be considered a caper more because of the unrealisticness of the mystery, but I'm still considering it in the cozy vein. Thank you, Love Book Club. Thank you. Thanks and good night. It's been fun. Look forward to the next month. So February Book Club, it's on the last Wednesday of the month, which is February 28th. So it'll be February 28th. At 7 p.m. on the YouTube, just like tonight. Have a great night. I'm so glad you guys had fun. Love talking with it. Yes, thanks for coming so much, Korina. She says, thank you all so much. I appreciate hearing your thoughts, and I'm glad most of you enjoyed it. Thank you, Courtney. Yes, thank you so much. Good night, Lisa. Thank you so much. Oh, you guys are the absolute best, Ivy. I think it's cozy enough. Have a great night. Yes, you as well. Bye, everyone. We'll see you next month. Bye. See you guys in February. Hi, Felicia. I'm sorry you just joined. I hope you watched the recording, but we've got to go. We've got to go for the night. Thank you all so much. Oh, the book club book for February is the Thursday Murder Club. I hope that you guys come back next month. I already have the book and really want to read it, so I'm excited. Thanks for the great book club. Thanks so much, Anne. Bye, guys. Have a good one.